Hello, hello, hello. Hey, how we doing? All right, here we got today. We have farming factors. So you know what? Let's not delay. Let's just get right into it, the nitty and the gritty, and let's look at our farming factors that we've got. All right, farming. It's the cultivation of leads in a specific neighborhood through prospecting and marketing activities to grow a real estate business. This is just one of many things that we can do as realtors to get leads. So I'm going to give you a couple of ideas, things that you want to consider, things that you ought to be doing in order to actually go out there and effectively farm an area that you identify. So first thing you need to do is identify what your income goal is. And the farm you choose should, it's got to support what you're trying to accomplish, right? I mean, that only makes sense. If you picked an area that didn't put food on the table, um, need to farm someplace else. It just makes sense, right? So I'm gonna walk you through the steps, but one of the things I want you to understand right up front is that you're going to spend more time identifying that location so that you are able to actually generate enough business in order to support your family and all. So four factors to consider. First one obviously is the location. It's got to be convenient and accessible to you, right? I mean, if you got to drive an hour to get to it, then those homes better be priced at a pretty high value because you're spending an hour there, hour back, plus time there, yada yada yada. All right. Average sales price. Oh wow, yeah, look at that. All right. Again, the higher the sales price, depending on your standard of living, you might be able to get away with less. But then again, if you the lower price, you might have to sell more units, more transactions in order to obtain that same standard of living. All depends on what your income goal was, right? It's your income goal. Turnover rate. What's the turnover rate of homes in your farm area? And again, when we're talking about that, what we're talking about is how many homes are sold in a given year or in 18 months, 2 years, whatever the idea is. And if you're picking a farm area where less than 6% of those homes are turning over, then the experts are saying, think of another farm, go someplace else, or expand, or do something different. Okay, 6% is the minimum. 7% and up is ideal for being able to get enough transactions out of a farm area to be able to keep food on the table all year long. Lastly, competition. Who else is already there? Are they? I'm not. They're never better than you are. Okay, first off, now they might have a little bit deeper pockets or whatever, and if they got really deep pockets, maybe you want to reconsider again that farm. But you know what? I like to be that little chihuahua, that little, the one that keeps nipping at your heels. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right, so want to be just like that and go after that competition. Just get in and be a thorn in their sides. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right. When we talk about accessibility, it's just one of the characteristics that you're going to think about. Again, your own neighborhood. Now if you live out in the boonies and your neighborhood consists of, a mile that way, and whatever, you have a bigger farm, right? So versus if you live in a subdivision. But it needs to be convenient, needs to be accessible. What are the reasons you decided to move into the neighborhood that you're living in? Or if you had your choice, what's your income goal so you can get to the neighborhood you want to get to? You know what I'm saying? Um, Work areas, where do you live? Again, you need to be familiar with the schools, you need to be familiar with the always thinking about that sales price, always thinking about that turnover rate. Desirability. Whoop, let's go back. Desirability, because this is what it's all about, right? Desirability. You see, it didn't change over here, so I'm All right, we're going forward. Desirability. Attraction, right? It was either the sale price or it fits your pocketbook or whatever it may be. But again, thinking about all the schools, where's the what's the walkability score? What are the things that you would want to do in that area? Size of your farm. What is the size of your farm? Again, thinking about this, is there new construction nearby? Is it an old established neighborhood? Because you can never stop thinking about sales price. You cannot stop thinking about the turnover rate. Now, Tom Ferry says 250 to 500 homes is where you begin. All right. And with that, increase the number of homes that are in your farm. Okay. And that makes sense, because if you're farming too big of an area, are you going to be able to effectively commit to it and sustain your efforts as it goes to farming that area effectively? Average sales price, again, using your MLS, you can easily figure out, take the number of homes that have sold in your farm area, and what's the high, what's the low, and find the happy medium in between, right? That's what average sales price is all about. And again, what are the trends? Nationally, housing is going up, okay? Is that true for the farm area that you're looking at? The great concept. Here's where homes are nationally, and here's where that farm area is. There, now you already have a sales pitch already in the making, because you're going to use real world data, real world statistics to help you be the expert in your farm. Turnover rate. Again, 10 homes sold, and you've got 200 homes. So that means that the turnover rate's 5%. Little bit low. Ideally, that'd be 15 homes or 11 homes or 12 homes in that populace. Okay, just run the numbers. If it doesn't make sense, consider your boundaries, consider expanding. But again, don't go crazy. Okay, don't go to 1,000 or 2,500 to get to the percentage you need. Okay, think about it seriously. If you can do it within 250, or if you could do it within 300, make it work for you. Again, don't throw money away. You work too hard for it. 7%. That's really where you want to be to get full return on your efforts. Then you have to ask yourself, is there room for me? Okay, is there room for you? Again, is this area being recruited, or is it being farmed by several different agents? Are you going to be lost in the crowd, or are you going to stand out? Now, again, if you're consistent, and if you become and you develop yourself as the expert, you can shine above those other people that are in there. But it takes effort, and it's going to take a little bit of money, which again is time, to saturate that market, be consistent, and capture it for your own. All right. Again, if I'm not all the slides that I do, if you're interested in a copy of it, just email me and I'll send you a copy in a PDF format. As I know, sometimes it's hard to grab it off the video. Farm impact. Now that you got all the numbers, is this the farm for you? Take it into consideration. Are you going to be able to put food on the table, get enough return on your investment? And once you've got that established, now you got to start thinking about that budget. Because again, it's time, it's money. What are you going to do to make sure that you can hit every single house? Experts say twice. That's twice a month. All right, not once. So that's 24 touches every single year. And again, there's a lot of different postcard programs. There's everyday door marketing that you could do through the post office and the other avenues where they've already got it all established and all set. All you got to do is spend the money and sit back and watch the postcards and stuff go out, okay? It's all up to you. How do you calculate that? Again, look at your marketing activities. How much time are you spending? Because it's time. I mean, are you being the door knocker? Are you the open house person? Are you the one that's just distributing cards in the area? Again, just sold, right?